Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews. Today we have some news, some very interesting stuff, so let's go ahead and get to it. The very first thing I want to show you guys is a little work that David Silva is teasing us with as far as the upcoming Tyrannosaurus line that he will be releasing from the Beasts of the Mesozoic. This line of course won't be out for quite a while, but he has begun the sculpting process on at least one figure, which this is a juvenile Tyrannosaurus. So that is really cool to see, and already it looks absolutely amazing with a sculpt this good on the initial figure, and we've only got pretty much the head and potentially some of the neck sculpted out. It's very exciting to see how the rest of the line will look. We know David Silva behind the wheel will create some magical figures, that is for sure, as he consistently has throughout all the lines that they have released so far in the Beast of the Mesozoic, and I absolutely cannot wait to see what else is in store as far as the sculpts go for the Tyrannosaurus line. As far as the Dinosaur Dungeon goes, we have a few images here kind of showing us the current progress on the Wooly Rhino that they are currently working on, and it looks absolutely beautiful. The sculpt is coming along very nicely. You could see he's really starting to add in some of the details of the statue now, and as per usual when it comes to a Dinosaur Dungeon sculpt, it looks beautiful. You can really get a sense of the muscle tone of the animal, really looking like a very strong animal, and that is pretty much exactly what you would expect to be portrayed in a woolly rhino, and I think as usual the Dinosaur Dungeon is pulling it off beautifully. So great work as usual from the Dinosaur Dungeon. I'm very excited to see the finished product. When they do officially put the pre-order up, I will be sure to let you know. Then as far as W Dragon goes, a few days ago I had shown you guys an image of what appeared to be a raptor of some kind, but we weren't really too sure as far as any other details on it. Well, we now have the unveiling of said raptor, and it is actually going to be a 1/8 scale Velociraptor, and you can see this image makes the entire thing look absolutely incredible. Really beautiful sculpt and paint on the figure, but you can't really take in the entire thing until you see this image, and I must say it is absolutely gorgeous. It's really nice to see W Dragon steering away from the Jurassic Park style figures once in a while, as they have done in the past with the Allosaurus, and now creating this really nicely feathered Velociraptor. An absolutely beautiful sculpt and paint application on this figure. I really like the design they've gone with, and everything about this pretty much is just absolutely fantastic. So we have yet another W Dragon figure to look forward to. Then as far as Rebor goes, they just recently teased us with an image of some of their figures that are about to be heading to London to get painted, and as you can see, one of which would be their Kong, and looking at it here, you can really take in just how much incredible detail is in the sculpt. This thing is going to be phenomenal, and how cool does it look next to the V-Rex? And the other one is actually the Carnotaurus, the Disney's dinosaur style Carnotaurus, and I'm honestly quite shocked as to the size of this figure. It's bigger, or at least it appears to be quite bigger than the V-Rex, and I did not expect that at all. I know the Carnotaurus in the Disney's dinosaur movie was quite large, but again, I'm really quite impressed overall with how big the figure is, but also the overall sculpting and detailing. I can't wait to see this when it is actually painted, because it is going to be incredible. And as far as Rebor goes, a little bit of sad news. In the comments of that post, they also mentioned the fact that the Rebor 1/35th scale Deinosuchus and Sarchosuchus have been cancelled. I don't know why. I think it's an absolute travesty. When I asked them why, they actually had just stated because they did not want the bootleggers to get a hold of them. However, bootleggers or not, it is a travesty that we will not be getting either of these two figures, as I think as far as Rebor goes, these two figures were probably the ones I was looking forward to the most as far as what would be coming out in the future. And thanks to Dino World on Facebook, I got this information from them. The Nanmu Allosaurus is officially shipping from many different sellers right now, but we actually have confirmation that the pose is just ever so slightly different on these Allosaurus figures as far as the limited edition version compared to that bluish normal version. You can see that the limited edition version is a little bit more upright as far as the stance goes, so that's really cool to have a little bit of difference between the two figures in an otherwise very similar style of figure. Then I have a brand new company that I just learned about a few days ago called Dino Hazard, and they will be releasing, as you can see here, a Carcharodontosaurus I don't have too much information other than the images, and obviously, considering the logo is down there in the corner, the company is named Dino Hazard, but what I can tell you is that this figure is incredible. Absolutely beautiful sculpt and paintwork on the figure. Such a very large, very intimidating looking sculpt of this figure. I do believe the line is actually similar to PNSO, where it's being created by scientists, so we know we should get some very accurate figures from the line overall, or at least, again, this is what I've heard from Dino World on Facebook. But again, this is an absolutely incredible figure, and I do believe their next figure is going to be an Irritator, so that is also incredible news. Really psyched to see this figure when it does officially release. Then, thanks to Collect Jurassic, as far as Mattel goes, we have some images of a few of the upcoming Savage Strike figures coming for the line. You can see this one is the Dilophosaurus. I think that the sculpt overall is quite possibly the best looking Dilophosaurus sculpt that we've had from Mattel, or at least that's my opinion. I really like the kind of crouching stance that it's in. I'm not a huge fan of the paint job. It looks a little weird to me. It's not that great, but the sculpt overall looks incredible, and I'm really excited to see the actual action feature in person and see how the frill opens up and everything. It does look extremely cool as far as these images go. We also have images of the upcoming Scutosaurus, which, as far as the Savage Strike figures go, it's probably one of the top figures that I'm looking forward to as of right now. I think it's in competition with the Alioramus, but I really think this one actually is a little bit more exciting to me than the Alioramus, just because it is absolutely beautiful in every single image that I've seen of it so far. Really fantastic looking figure. We also have the Stygimoloch, which really does look beautiful as well. I'm a super big fan of this new paint scheme on it. I think it's easily the best Stygimoloch figure that we've had from them so far. Then we also have the Styracosaurus, which I am really happy that we are going to be getting another Styracosaurus. The first one kind of disappeared from shelves really quickly. A lot of people did not have an opportunity to pick one up, so I'm really happy to see it getting another round here from Mattel, giving more people the opportunity, hopefully, to acquire it. And the paint scheme looks pretty similar to what we had last time. I actually think I might have liked the last paint scheme a little more, just because I feel like this coloration, as far as like the body color, is a little bit lighter in comparison to what I would like to see. But you never really can tell when it comes to the promotional images from Mattel, because once it's actually released in store, it might look a lot darker. Personally, though, I really do think that the overall paint scheme they've gone with looks nice, and I really do like that reddish coloration up there on the frill. So this one's kind of 50-50, where I kind of like the last one a little better, but I do like aspects of this one at the same time, so we'll just have to wait and see when it does show up in store. And then we get to some awkward figures, because this is apparently supposed to be Velociraptor Echo, and as far as I'm concerned, it really does not look like Echo in any way, shape, or form. I really don't know exactly what is going on as far as Mattel goes, kind of sometimes giving their figures paint jobs that don't really look like what they look like in the films. This is definitely one of them as far as I'm concerned, but I think the figure looks cool overall. Definitely a really nice figure, but as far as Echo goes, I'm not so sure. And then this is apparently Velociraptor Delta, which again, I really don't think it looks all that great as far as a Delta figure goes. I really feel like they could have done probably a better job on the paint application, but it is still really cool to have the entire Raptor squad now in Savage Strike form as well as Attack Pack. So as of right now, guys, that's all the news I've got. When more comes out, I'll be sure to send it your way, but until then, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.